again, it's April here and welcome back to another video. Today I have a mega vlog. It's kind of like a little catch-up vlog of what I've been up to the last few months. So there's some stuff all the way back in the day in February, March, April and May. There's a bit of everything. We do quite a bit of hiking. There's some art in there. We moved house and there's even a oil pastel review right at the end. So it's going to be a long one. Grab yourself a drink and a snack and I hope that you enjoy it, and I'll see you at the end. So we begin the vlog on a very chilly March morning, super early. We drove here to get a parking place because parking in the Lake District is very difficult sometimes, so it's best to get out early. As you can see, it's kind of chilly here, and recently, like in England and I'm sure other places, it's been sweltering. It's been so hot. So looking at Martin here walking up the hill in all of his gear and me with my woolly hat on and frost on the ground is quite funny. We just took a little walk to a place near Coniston, which if I don't know if I've shown it before, but we've been up Old Man Coniston, which is like the bigger kind of mountain in Coniston. It's like the big boy. This here, it was on the other side of the lake, and we just wanted to go for a little walk. We didn't get any like particular fell. We just kind of did a little loop. It was really nice. And this was the day, I remember it very clearly, the day that I did my Burbfest sale. So in the end of January, yeah, this must have been in February, guys, I think. So at the end of January, I finished Burbfest and I put all of my originals up for sale on Instagram. And this was a day when people were, I'm just looking at Martin taking pictures of the ice there. This is a day that people were like messaging me and buying the prints, and I didn't think I was going to sell any. I thought maybe I'd sell like 3 or 4, and I think I sold like 2/3 of them. I think I only have about maybe 8 or 10 left. So it was amazing. I kept getting like dings on my Instagram, and even though we were on this amazing walk and it was really beautiful, blah blah blah, I was more excited about selling on my burbs on Instagram, which was pretty cool. So yeah, we got to the top here. It's just like a little car. I'm not quite sure where we were, to be honest. I can't remember the name of it. It was just like a really nice little walk. Had a little picnic. I remember it being really, really cold, and I was quite looking forward to going home at this point. So we made our way down, and yeah, it was just a nice one. You don't have to go to the top of a mountain every time you go for a walk, you know. Sometimes it's nice just to have a little wander. And then a complete change of scenery. Now I'm at my desk, and I thought I had actually lost this footage. I was meant to show this, I don't know where, probably on either my Patreon or like make an Instagram video or something, when I first did these cats. And this was ages ago. Must have been in March. It was for Odd Orange sessions, when Morgan from Odd Orange does these drawing sessions on Tuesdays, and they're really fun. I try and go to every one. I've only missed 2. And it's just a really nice bunch of people that go there. Morgan has different prompts, they're timed. Sometimes we do different exercises and things. And for me, it's kind of like a really nice social thing, because I don't really have many art friends. I mean, I don't have any art friends in real life. So all of my art friends I know online, and it's just a nice kind of thing just to hang out with people, chat about art materials, and just do some nice drawing. So this was when I was first getting into oil pastels. I had just got my Del Green ones, which you can kind of see in the top left there. And then I started buying a few Neo pastels. I think this was my first set. So I used this set there's maybe like 8 or 9 different colors. I used this for about a month before I bought more, and now I'm obsessed, guys. I just got some more from Jackson's Arts for my birthday. I had a voucher, so I got some more. I think I got like 12. So now I have a really big collection of Neo pastels, and they're just super fun. At the end of this vlog, I actually do a little another oil pastel kind of hole. It's not really a hole. It's like a looking at 3 different Neo pastels, because I got gifted a set from an art company. But that's the end of the vlog. If you enjoy pastels, wait for that one. This panther was the worst. Still don't like it to this day. But yeah, this cat session was probably one of my favourites of all of Morgan's sessions. So now we take a quick trip up north to Carlisle. This is going to be a super quick one. We had to do get our car needed an MOT, which is basically just like a health check, and just to make sure it's fine. And Martin normally takes care of all the car stuff, so he had accidentally left it too late and didn't realize that all the garages would be like super booked up. So the only place that could take our car was Carlisle, which is about an hour and a half away. So we took the day off work and we did a little day trip to Carlisle. So this is the cathedral, and it was pretty awesome. This roof was the best. But the guy, I think you just saw him, he was like showing us all about the art and things. And I was just making jokes about the art. Yeah. And at the end, he did not like me by the end of it. He did not have a sense of humour at all. But it was really nice going around Carlisle. We went to this museum. I forgot the name of it. I'll pop it up on screen. But they had a whale there, which apparently had washed up on the beach, which I thought was crazy. Washed up on the beach in Carlisle. They also had this really cool, this thing that you stood in front of and it like turned you into pixels. And then this was probably my favourite room because it had all the animals. Sometimes I get really sad seeing all the stuffed animals because obviously they're dead, but at the same time it is cool to see them because like where else are you going to see things up close like that are just so still and dead, I guess. But yeah, I think it would be awesome to like go back and take my sketchbook with me one day because the museum was really cool. And also we have tickets for life now. You buy one, not for life, but you buy a ticket and then you have it for the whole year. So we could go back. It's just quite a trip up there. Speaking of trips, here's another trip. I don't know where we're going. I haven't watched this video since I edited it. But we're driving through the countryside. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're going to Orest Head. So we just drove to Windermere, which is only about 20 minutes from us, and going to this place called Orest Head. So if you guys know anything about the Lake District, maybe you've heard of a man called Alfred Wainwright. He lived there, and he I think I've talked about him before in my vlogs, but he mapped out heaps of the fells, and he basically made the Lake District kind of like famous for walking, for hiking. And there's a challenge, the Wainwright Challenge, which Martin and I are currently trying to do, where you walk all 214 fells. So Orest Head isn't a fell, but it is the place where he visited when he came on holiday with his family as a boy. So it's the first place he came to as a boy, and he fell in love with the Lake District and this view. And then after he moved to the Lake District, and he basically spent his whole life there hiking and writing about it. So yeah, it was nice to visit it finally after like living here for over a year, to finally visit the place. It was super busy, as you can see. I get very awkward when there's so many people around, but it was nice to just sit there, have a little sketch, and it's actually a super simple walk. It's like 20 minutes from the car park and you can see this view, so definitely worth it if you'd visit Windermere in the future. So a quick refresh of what the room looks like. It's in a dining room that I made into my art room. We've got this big lovely windows that you can see the view. It's a bit cloudy today, but yeah, lovely view. And we got the donkeys at the bottom of the garden sometimes. I've got my art desk here, all of my supplies and everything on the wall. This is like my packing desk, which normally is just a rubbish desk. And then my IKEA unit, which has all my stuff in, which I've already started popping in boxes. Ow! And my easel that I never use, I just bump into and hurt myself. So, that's the room. This room is going to be my new art room. Huh? Got that afternoon sun. It's not just day one, but day one of Easter weekend. And we're moving a lot of stuff over today. All of the desks, I'm going to put them up, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Basically trying to get everything out of the house apart from the big furniture for when Martin's brother comes tomorrow. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. Such a nice day for moving. So we're here today. We finished moving at the weekend. Well, pretty much finished moving, but we still have a little few bits to move. Yesterday we went out all day with Martin's brother and his family to like take them out because they'd helped us all the other day moving. So we didn't unpack anything yesterday. The other house is an absolute mess. I'm an absolute mess. So we're just here today doing the last little bits, tiny bit of decorating and cleaning. It's the worst of it. I hate the cleaning part so much because you're just like, I'm gone now, I don't want to be here anymore. Put me in the new house. Anyway, I just wanted to show you the room, the art room. It's all empty, and yeah, we can say goodbye. So, okay, see ya, bye. Look what's behind me. I got the Kallax up. Well, it was already up, but basically I unpacked every box. Well, not every box, there's a few boxes left, but it's completely disorganized. Like, I just shoved stuff on there, so it's not gonna stay like that. So I've got like books all in the wrong places. These all meant to go on my art cart. I have like sketchbooks, things that I won't be able to reach because the lights are there. It's a big mess. I've got this box of junk. I've got these two boxes still. This from downstairs I need to find a place for. And then today, this came in the mail. Raskov. It's my new art cart. So I think it's time, guys. I gotta take this wall down. It's been nice for a while, but this is what's happening every day. Things fall down. I've been using this white tack. The wallpaper's glossy. The paper doesn't really, either the paper doesn't like it or like some things like this is forward, hasn't fallen down. So I think it's the paper maybe on some of them. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's kind of annoying. Also, if I move back here, when I'm on camera, it's like, unless the entire wall's covered like all the way from there to there, floor to ceiling, it kind of looks weird having just like this splodge in the middle. I don't have any more prints to pop up right now to like fill in the gaps, so I'm just gonna take it down and we'll think of another solution. It's gonna take so long. Alright, so the wall behind me is now blank. I also realised that I didn't have my steady shot on my camera, so apologies for any shaky footage. Hopefully this is a little bit better. So these are all of my beautiful prints and artwork on the floor. It took actually less time to take down. Now we just have this lovely white wall again. And when you're back here, so you see all of the cupboards, the wall, it's just kind of boring. Also, the pole up here isn't fitted well enough. It's like rotating, so you can see the lights. Sorry, the light in here is pretty bad. Sorry, it's a bit dark, but you can kind of see how the lights have rotated down because the pole is loose and it keeps rotating. So I gotta fix that this weekend, and I was thinking maybe of rearranging the desk and maybe popping it over here, moving the sofa bed over here, moving the IKEA thing over here, and seeing if I like that layout better. Not much to look out, to be honest, just some rooftops, but I have this as my background for movie videos and things. And also sometimes, especially in the afternoons, the sun is so bright in this window I have to shut the curtains, so it's kind of pointless sitting in front of the window anyway. But yeah, I'll think about it. It's a long weekend, so I've got time to like do stuff if I want to. But that's all for now. I just wanted to take that down this morning while it was in my mind because everything was falling down. So I'll pop back later if anything changes. I cannot remember what I have shown so far on this video, so I thought I would do a quick little art room tour as part of this vlog because I probably won't make a separate video. So we begin by the door. So this is just a typical room, like a normal bedroom in a house. So it's got the carpet on the floor. I put my rug there to stop any spills and things. This is the new arrangement. It used to be different. So we begin. Light, shelf, bookshelfy thing, whatever you call that. This is the sofa bed. This used to be in Martin's office in the old house, but it doesn't fit anywhere, so it goes in here now. This is for people when they stay. We move it over, pull it out. You know what the deal is. Ugly wardrobe. I really hate these wardrobes that you have to slide the doors on. Ugh. And then this is my new corner for my desk. I really like it here. It was over here for the first month, 6 weeks that we were here, but you can see the sun on the floor. It just crept in and in and in, and it's so bright looking out the window. So we moved it here yesterday or the day before, and I really like it here. Only problem is the bar didn't fit across the gap there. the bar that I used to hang all my stuff from. So we've had to do a little bit of reconfiguration. It's not ideal. We've got this arm here going across for my downwards camera, a light in the corner with the lava lamp, and then another light stuck to the shelf. So this shelf here used to be laying down with legs on, took the legs off, and now it's standing up. And this is kind of like junk shelf central. Little pengy, and then Minecraft light. This is pretty cool actually. Wow, cool. Ukulele that I always forget is there. It's got only two pictures hanging up. I put one there, one there. I put one there to hide. We accidentally pulled some of the wallpaper and the paint off when we took the bar, because the bar used to go across the ceiling here, like with all my lights hanging from it, and the pad had gotten stuck to the wall, and when Martin took it off, it tore a whole chunk of wallpaper. So I covered it with the painting, and we'll worry about that when we move out. Yeah, that's a problem for future April and Martin. We continue the tour. So all of this is like stuff I've done, some prints that were on the wall that I might find another place for, some other things, bits and pieces, just like junk basically. This is like a easel, desk easel that I never use, light pad that I do use, some big sketchbooks. Here's where I'm putting all my printmaking stuff. And then this is literally 2 boxes of junk that I still haven't sorted out since I moved. And the art cart very nicely slots in there. This is the art cart. It's got all of my essentials on. Then over in this corner we have the big IKEA Kallax, which is still in a bit of disarray. So I need to still kind of sort through. I really need to get rid of like all my soft toys and put them somewhere so I have more shelf space. But basically it's just a bit of a mess. Like everything is everywhere right now. It's like I have sketchbooks mixed with, I don't even know what's in these boxes. Etsy stuff here, sketchbooks, paint stuff. I have some things I bought from Just Was Here that I still haven't put away. So yeah, a bit chaotic. Like down here I've just kind of thrown things on. So I really need to sort through this, but this will be the main storage. And then last thing is my easel, which I don't use and I really need to start using. And then in the corner there, my yoga mat, because I have been doing yoga in this room too, which is nice. And that's it. That's the room. So before I had the desk here, like looking out, and as you can see it's very bright, hurts my eyes. I had to shut the curtains, so like what's even the point in having it in front of a view. Also this huge white wall was behind me, so I did pop a load of pictures up, but I think I showed you guys they just fell down, so I had to take them off. And this is a much nicer view for like streaming, once I tidy it up and have like the lights on and everything at night time. So I think that would be nice. So yeah, that's the room. I'm really happy with it. It's so much nicer with this layout than it was before. Like, I don't know if you guys know anything about feng shui. I don't. But I feel like the feng shui in here is okay, where before it was like a little sucky. So yeah, that's it. Room tour done. And I'm back. So while we were moving, Martin's brother came to stay and to help us move because he's got a big van, and his partner came and their child came. So it was kind of like family visit move-in trip. So we went on this steam train. We basically took them out for the day after we'd moved. Probably wasn't the best idea because literally the house was so full of boxes. We could have used that day for unpacking, but it's cool. So we did a couple of touristy things this day. We took the steam train, which was kind of fun. And then we went on the boat and we did like a boat ride. It was actually nicer than it looks. It doesn't look very nice, but the sun did come out and the day was quite cool. So I just thought I'd show you a tiny little bit of just like a few little touristy bits, because we kind of do the touristy stuff when we have people come to visit. Normally we just kind of go for walks and stuff on our own. But yeah, the boats are fun. The steam train was fun, and the seagull was awesome. It was like following the boat the entire trip back. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm on a boat, or on a plane, I'm always thinking about how I would escape if something went wrong. So I spent most of the time kind of like wondering how cold the water was and trying to find out where the lifeboats were. That's just me though, I'm a bit strange. So the last few months have been pretty busy. As you can see, we've moved house. I did get out of art for a long time. Like, I didn't really feel like drawing at all. And then about a month ago, I kind of just like stumbled across someone on Instagram that was doing these amazing bird lino prints. And I just got kind of obsessed with it. I spent almost like half an hour, probably 40 minutes going through Instagram, just looking at people doing lino printing. And I thought, I want to try that. I have kind of done it before when I've made stamps, but I've never tried proper lino printing where you have like different colours and you do the presses and, you know, different inks, like you roll the inks out. So I treated myself to a few colours, a couple of tools, and this is just some super cheap paper. And I basically went to town. Maybe you've seen some of this on Instagram, but I made a cat first, which I'm not showing here. And then I decided to be very, ambitious and try and do a 4-colour print of this cute little chair. And this chair is actually was kind of from a sketch. I designed it from a sketch from another one of Odd Orange's drawing sessions. So I just thought I'd pop that out there because I thought that was pretty cool. The cat I also did from one of those sessions, and I always find it helpful when I don't, like when I just want to do something, for example, I just want to paint or draw something, I want to make this lino print, which I've never done before. I always find it like, sometimes I can't be bothered to think of an idea. So looking through my old sketchbooks, I find very inspiring. Not because I'm like amazing and I inspire myself, although sometimes I do, but because you don't have to think about what to do. You can kind of just look at what you have done and get, think maybe that's something I could redo or redraw, or in this case, turn into a lino print. So yeah, looking through old sketchbooks, I think is super fun. And Martin wanted to have a go, so we sat down one afternoon at the weekend and I did like a mini workshop. Even though I've never done lino printing before, like I'd only done it twice at this point of my own, and I'm still learning. I've got so much to learn, guys. But Martin wanted to have a go, so we set up on the dining room table downstairs, and we had a little lino printing session. I tried to make this pattern, which didn't really turn out the best. And Martin had this idea to make this kind of cappuccino style print, so he painted the background dark brown like coffee, and then he used a sponge to do like the foam, and then he did the lino printing of the coffee bean, and he printed the coffee bean on top of the foam, which I thought was a really, really clever idea. He's actually very creative. I wouldn't have thought to do that. I'm just like, just do a print, that's it, cool. End of the story. So yeah, it turned out really fun. I think he enjoyed it, and it was just nice to do something different together. And that was it. That was his. And mine just kind of got scrapped. This is the new Paulie Bridge. The old Paulie Bridge got washed away, I think, in a flood. And they built this. It's May the 1st, bank holiday Monday. And we are at Paulie Bridge. We just left Paulie Bridge. We're going to be walking a little bit along the Ullswater Way, which is a path that goes all the way around Ullswater. We're not doing the whole 20 miles today, maybe one day. We're just going to do 5 miles to Houghton, or Howtown, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, get the ferry back, and yeah, be a nice little walk. Not the best weather, but it's always beautiful, doesn't matter what the weather is here. So yeah, let's go for a walk. Just stopped at that coffee cart for a delicious coffee. Had to wait like 25 minutes because it was also a crepes place, which we didn't realise, and they were taking forever to be made, but worth it because coffee is delicious. And yeah, I'll show you the view. It's really pretty. All that trees kind of covering the the hill, but behind there the light is really hitting the fells. And we're basically just going to keep walking along now. So yeah, look at the little lammies and the sheeps. So cute. So we've come through this gate here. The path said that Allswater Way said to go down there towards the lake, but we come off because we're going to try and go this way, and I think it cuts not right to the top but along kind of the middle, maybe a different route that's a bit higher, so we can see a bit more of the view. So it was a bit boggy through there. Feet are very wet, but the view is worth it. I think we're about 2/3 of the way there. We've only been walking for 2 hours. It's quite muggy, but apart from that, it's a lovely day. Martin, are you having fun?
Having fun.
Having fun. Look at this hidden little barn over the wall. I love seeing the old buildings like this. That's so cool. Lovely little patch of bluebells on the way down to the pier, which is just over there. So I think we have about an hour before the next boat. It didn't take us that long, and we have been dawdling this whole time, doing lots of stops, taking lots of photos. So we've been walking for about, well, my watch says 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's probably been a bit longer than that. So we're just going to chill out down by the pier and get the ferry back, or the steamer back, and then we're going to head to Reged Discovery Centre to look at some lino printing. Ooh, fun. So yeah, see you on the boat, I guess. So we made it with 10 minutes to spare. We're going to get this one at 11:50, and this is a map of Allswater. So we are here. We walked from Pulley Bridge all the way kind of like along here by the lake, by the hills, and now we're going to get the boat back. It's such a cute little boat.
This is How Town. If you're leaving us here,
for your safety, please listen to the following announcement. Situated on the upper deck and the guardrail, these are in the form of
Hi. So my mum and my sister and my mum's partner and their dogs came to visit last week, and we did a walk and we had a barbecue. Basically, me and my sister and my mum are hardly ever together because I live here, my mum lives My mum lives in Newcastle. She used to live in Scotland. She's moved a little bit closer, but it's still like 2.5 hours away. And my sister lives in Wales. So we rarely, probably meet like maybe 2 or 3 times a year max. So my sister was visiting my mum. They drove over to have like a barbecue and it was really nice, blah, 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 family stuff. But my mum brought over some stuff that she had got from New Zealand. So if you guys don't know, when I was 12, my family moved to New Zealand and I lived there until I was 24. And then I came back here for a year and I never went back. So I moved back to England because my family had moved back when I graduated uni. They moved back like maybe a year before. And up to that point, I hadn't been living with them because I was in uni and they were on the other side of the country. So basically I was like, let's just go to England for a year. I can do some traveling. I can go to Spain, go to France, go to Italy, all those countries, see my family, and then I'll just pop back to New Zealand and get a job. So that was a plan. Didn't end up going back. Stayed here in England. So that was quite a while ago. So my parents had this storage facility in New Zealand where they had kept like heaps of photos, like memorabilia, some stuff, because they didn't think they were going back either. They thought they were going to stay just here for a few years because my mum's parents were sick. So basically they had this storage thing in New Zealand for years. They were just paying for it every month, like years. They could have brought it over probably 10-15 times over from the money they spent keeping it in storage. And over time my mum was like, I don't even know what's in there anymore. So eventually now it came back to England. So my mum bought some old photos of when I was a kid. I've seen most of them because my aunt has a lot of them. But there are some gems in there. And then also this bad boy. My sketchbook. Probably the only piece of art that I have. I mean, if there was more art in there, I think she would have brought it with her. But a lot of my art I left in New Zealand with my brother in boxes. I gave him like 2 or 3 boxes, all of my art stuff from like all of my sketchbooks, all of my paintings, because I did art, graphic design, illustration during my last years of high school, and then I did a graphic design course. So like all of my art stuff from when I was probably 12 to 24 was left in New Zealand with my brother. And over the years my brother's moved. He's gotten rid of like, it's gone. It's to the wind. It's gone. I also had a hard drive that I brought over to England that had all of my uni stuff on. So everything I was going to get a job with, basically. All of my photos, all of my music, like games. Basically my entire life for the last few years was in this hard drive. And this was a while ago, guys. So it was like those old school hard drives that had like a little disc. It broke on the way. It broke on the flight to England. So I lost everything. So basically, I don't have any childhood photos, teen photos, photos from my early 20s. I don't have any school work. I don't have any old journals. I don't have any artwork, nothing. It's basically like there was a black hole in my life, apart from in my memories, which I read the other day. Every time you recall a memory, it gets less and less, like it gets more and more distorted and less accurate. Which I don't know if that's true or not, but that's kind of crazy to think. So when I saw this sketchbook, I immediately dived in and had a good look, and I thought I could share it with you guys. Probably the only artwork from younger April that exists today. So let's dive in. So this is from when I was about 12 or 13. I'm pretty sure it was a school art book. I just moved to New Zealand, so this is, I think, the first year I was in New Zealand. It says April's art along the front because it says topic, Maori art here. So I'm guessing it was, there's some notes and stuff. And then I think this is like schoolwork. So it looks like patterns. Yeah, I can't remember what this was for. I remember some of these images really vividly, but some of them I can't. I think maybe we're doing textiles or something. So these are just like patterns. This is like a very cool spiderweb. I remember doing a lot of these when I was a kid, like drawing spiderwebs. Now, I guess a little bit weird now. So we went to a trip, I guess, and because it says answers from trip. So I think we went to a museum. I remember going to a museum in school, like an art, like for art and stuff. But this here, I'm not quite sure what it's about. It says here, devil represents my brother. This one here is a hand, 2 fingers chopped off, represents my sister. So when I was younger, my brother and my sister were playing outside, and my sister followed my brother through our garden path, and my brother slammed the gate and caught my sister's fingers in the gate and chopped the tips of her fingers off. They were sewed back on and they were fine. But it looks like I was doing some crazy stuff with like my family. So this is the devil. I don't think I liked my brother much when I was a kid. And I turned like the hand into this weird stylized thing, like for patterns. And then there was like fire. I have no idea what this was about, but this is the final, I guess, or like one of the things. So here's the fingers chopped off. So weird. I have no idea what my art teacher thought. It looks like this is in oil pastel, which is funny because I don't ever remember using oil pastels, but I guess I did. And some more. I don't know if 13-year-old April needed some professional help or if she was just working through her feelings and her art, but yeah, a little bit intense. These are some like Maori kind of patterns. This here comes up a lot. I think it's even the New Zealand logo, like this kind of triangle thing here. But yeah, I guess just I was just doing some stuff for that. This is a person, don't know what it is. Probably copied it from a photo. I copied a lot of photos back in the day. I used to go through all the boy bands, Leonardo DiCaprio, Backstreet Boys, I can't think of who else. Oh, I was obsessed with Jonathan Taylor Thomas from Home Improvement, so a lot of drawings of sexy boys when I was 13. I think this is the next project at school, the sea, some fish here. And again, no idea what this was for, can't remember, but I kind of love how I put these like decorations around the page. I remember very vividly drawing this picture of this boat. I remember being extremely proud of this drawing when I was younger. This one, not so much, it's a dolphin. Beautiful island here, sunbathing, with some sandcastle materials. Not sure how that would help you survive. In oil pastels, I think it looks like. I also remember drawing this with the mermaids. Like, I don't remember drawing it now, but when I saw this page, I immediately remembered it, which is so weird. And I was also obsessed with orcas when I was like 11, 12, 13, 14. I used to draw killer whales a lot. Try my hand with, I think, probably watercolor pencils here. This here, this fish. Okay, I cannot remember why I drew this fish, but it cracks me up. I actually love it. I think it's so funny. Almost kind of reminds me of Homer Simpson a little bit. And then we get to the weird section, which I don't know if this, I don't think this was done for school. I think this is probably like done before. I don't remember doing this at all, but this person freaks me out. This girl with her like weird bloodshot eyes. Actually, I do quite like this. I think this is really nice with the blue around the hair. Very nice colour choices, April. Some more sharks and stuff. This here looks like, I don't know why. It looks like Isle of Wight, but I don't know why I'd be drawing Isle of Wight if I was living in New Zealand. I'd be drawing like Stewart Island or something. So maybe that is Stewart Island. I don't know. It's an island. Tropical island, flying fish. Oh, okay. So maybe I did do this at school. I don't know. I think it looks like it was like we had to go through your ideas to come up with like an image to show the sea. Don't know what this is. Terrifying. Artist research. I was researching Carol Shepherd. And this looks like a little composition. So it says fabric, wool, lace, fabric, stick, leaves. So it looks like it's kind of like some collage that we had to make at school. This apparently is Sean. No idea who Sean is. Cannot remember who Sean is. But also I'd like to point out how I used to sign all of my work when I was like 12 or 13. Probably up until like in my 20s, I'd say. I think this was probably my sister, Rosie, who drew this. Scribbles. I mean, And then we go back to the strange kind of Rainbow Bright weird cartoon thingies. I mean, this is definitely Rainbow Bright, is it not? And again, how I drew my signature with a little A and then an H. Last one. And that's it. That was the fantastic gold mine of a sketchbook from when I was much younger than I am now. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, that walk through memory lane. Alright, Voiceover April was back for one last segment. This is the week that we had off. We had like a whole week off and we had planned to do a 5-day walk the Cumbria way, but because we were moving, we didn't have time to train at all for it, and also we spent a bit of money moving, so we cancelled all of our hotels and we kind of cancelled the holiday, but we still had this night in Coniston that we couldn't refund. Coniston is the same place that we went to previously. This is on the other side of the lake in Coniston itself, so we ended up going to Coniston. It wasn't the best trip because I was sick. I got like really sick. This day I was feeling okay, but I was feeling like by the end of this walk and that evening I felt really sick. So we were meant to stay somewhere else, but we actually ended up going home. And then I was sick for the rest of my holiday. It was not good. So this walk, it was a really beautiful walk, but me and Martin both weren't enjoying it because basically we had driven like an 45 minutes to stay in this hotel that we had paid for that we couldn't refund. The bed was so uncomfortable. The room was like really hot. We got up the next morning and they didn't really have any options for us for breakfast. We ended up having, Martin got like a sausage sandwich and it wasn't like a proper vegan sausage. It was just potato. So he basically had potato sandwich, which personally for me is good. I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, we were both grumpy. I was feeling sick. And it's such a shame on such a beautiful day like this. It's happened before. We've been on a couple of walks before where it's been gorgeous. The weather's been lovely. The scenery's been lovely. But you're just not feeling it. And you're just not enjoying the day, which is really sad. Like, it doesn't happen much, but it does happen. But it is nice to look back at the video and all the scenery. This boat ride was definitely the best part of the walk. It was so nice to be out on the lake. And yeah, that was it. So Voiceover April is out. Enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, bye. Hi, it's me, April. So I'm going to do something I've been meaning to do for months now. I got sent these oil pastels by Paul Rubens. So they basically messaged me online and said they liked my oil pastel drawings and asked if I would like to try these out. You know how it goes. Try these out. Put it on your Instagram. That's it. So normally, I don't get a lot. I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm getting, people ask me all the time. Maybe 3 or 4 times, like in the last couple of years, people have reached out to ask me, and I normally say no, because the only time I did it was for a art supply box. It was an art crate, which was fun, but like it's just stuff. I don't know, it's just more stuff, and it's a lot of work, because even though it's just making a post, like it's on your mind all the time, like I have to do it, and sometimes you just don't want to do it, but you feel obligated because someone sent you something. You obviously don't get paid for it, you get paid in the art material. So basically I was going to say no. They said that the oil, so the message they sent said the oil pastels were like eco-friendly, all these other words, I can't remember any of them now, but the most important thing I wanted to know is if they were vegans, if they had any animal products in, and they told me that they are vegan. So I was like, why not? I love oil pastels right now, might as well give them a go. So they sent me these 48 colors. I think they're student grade because they are pretty cheap online. I think they're like maybe 25-30 pounds online. So for oil pastels, that's pretty cheap considering that like Senilia, which is, you know, the creme de la creme of oil pastels, is like £3 per pastel, £4 per pastel, I think, something like that. So we'll give it a go. I have tried some cheaper pastels before. When I went to Bologna, I got those ones. I can't remember what they're called now. I'll pop them up here if I remember. They were really awful. I really hated them. And the difference between using those and using like a neo pastel, which is not super expensive but is still kind of pricey on the pricey side, is so much difference. So we'll see what these are like. So a very big selection of pastels. this is the bullet tip they were talking about, which, look, I'm going to be honest, if you guys use oil pastels, you know that this bullet tip doesn't really mean anything, because in about 5 minutes, that will be down flat again. So that doesn't really matter, like, what size, what shape the tip is. But yeah, these are them. So this is going to take ages. Let's just swatch them out and see what they look like. So this is what they told me about the oil pastels. They have a creamy texture. I think this is just ripped off from their website, but they have a creamy texture, novel design with a new bullet tip, 48 vibrant colors, eco-friendly, high quality, blah blah blah. 4 seasons available: winter and summer seasons, soft and hard degree, change very little. I don't know what that means. Great deal. This set of oil pastels is very affordable, high quality, and also perfect for beginners. So here are all the colours. Big range of colours. Some nice, some of my colours that are kind of like my favourites, like this golden yellow, this peachy colour, this teal, like a really nice cornflower blue, some like greys down here, muted greens. Just from very first experience, they are creamy, but some of their pigments do seem a bit cheap. Kind of like where you draw, like you draw on and you can still see, like, it kind of picks up the oil and you can see the paper through it. It's kind of hard to explain, but like this, where like it almost like separates from the page. So I thought it'd be fun just to really quickly do a real quick test between 3 different pastels. Right, so I've got the Paul Rubens here, the Del Green that I got from, I never remember the name of it, AliExpress, and then the beautiful Neo pastels over here. Can you tell which one I prefer just by my voice? So I'm going to try and pick a colour that's I have in all of them, so maybe this kind of teal colour. So this one, and this one. Right, and I've already got oil pastel all over my hands. Brilliant. So to begin with, it is nice and creamy. Obviously, we're going to have to see how these mix as well. Maybe that can be our second test. But yeah, nice and creamy. This pigment's really nice. It goes on very thick. These are Del Green. Oh, in comparison, actually a little bit harder to go on. Like, they don't slide as much. And then the last one is the Neo Pastels, which actually, if I'm going to be honest, feels like the hardest of all of them. It doesn't, like, maybe that's good. Maybe having it so thick like this is why it was picking up. I just love Neo Pastels, guys. Well, I mean, I'm never going to say a bad word about them. Let's see how we go through with a pencil. So I've got this black wing here. You can see it's already been through the wars with the oil pastels. So I know Neo Pastels, it does really well. It goes right through there. Kind of what it does is it glides through and it just takes the oil pastel away. So it's not really drawn on top. It's kind of going through it. So every now and then you have to clean your pencil off. It's a little bit annoying, but we'll do it because we love it. Alright, so that was Neo Pastel. This one's a Del Green. I've used these before, so I know that they work fine. And last test, Paul Rubens. Kind of as you would expect. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of very similar. They all work very similar in that aspect. Okay, let's see how they blend. So once again, we'll use this colour. Maybe we'll use it with a purple. No, that would be kind of gross. Maybe we'll use it with a yellow. Alright, so these ones, you can kind of, I don't know if you can see, it kind of almost repels the, so I'll do that again. I'll zoom in so you can see. I'll do it slower. Alright, I've zoomed in a bit so hopefully you can see this better. So we draw the green on. There's a lot of the oil pastel on the paper. Then we draw the yellow one, draw it over here, and try and blend it. They kind of slide against each other. I mean, it is blending, but it's almost like trying to resist it. So this one is still very creamy. It leaves a little bit less on the page. And it blends together quite nicely. And then lastly, the Neo colours. Don't know if these two colours should ever be mixed together, but it's crazy how much harder these feel. So this, yeah, this one's almost like doesn't blend, it almost is overlay in it, which is interesting. But yeah, they blend really nicely. Go over them again. So that was a very quick pastel test with the 3. I'm gonna use these Paul Rubens to do a few little like sketches just so I can pop them up on Instagram. So I'm probably just gonna chill out, put some telly on and do some cat sketches, and I'll show you them when I'm finished. So that's all. Let's cat to it. That was terrible. So these are the 2 cats. Not my finest work. I don't know why, but cats with their tongues out always so hard to draw. Why is that? But I did it, I guess. I'm a mess. The desk is a mess. I've got like, it's just smeared everywhere. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I don't like these pastels. I don't think I'll use them, which is, I mean, that's, you know, I'm not gonna say yes to any other things in the future, because I just like, unless I really want it, like I know it, like I know I want it, it's just a waste. It's a waste of material. Someone else could have had this. Maybe I can give it to like Martin's nephew or nieces, but yeah, they're too greasy. They're very greasy. They don't really mix well together at all, and I don't know, maybe I just am not in a good mood today with them. I think I'll get this video out just so like it's out, and I won't post these. I'll just post them to my stories probably. But that was Paul Rubens Oil Pastels. I think they're definitely student grade. I don't think they are quality, artist quality at all. But yeah, I mean, if you have kids, or if you just want to get into it just to see if you like them, they are affordable, and they do come in lots of different colours, so I guess that's a plus. But yeah, I think kids will have a lot of fun with them. If you haven't used oil pastels before, or you're younger, I think you'll have a lot of fun. But if you've used oil pastels before and go into like from a kind of a good quality, like a Neocolor, to this, which is like a student grade, I think it's probably not going to work for you. But that was it. That was the Paul Rubens Oil Pastel mini review. So that's it. Alright, bye. Hello again. So that was the video. Sorry about the voiceover. I recorded it at like 7 AM this morning when I wasn't quite awake, but I hope that you enjoyed the video nonetheless. And I should be back next week with something arty. I've been really getting back into art again. I think I mentioned on social media or on a stream a while ago that I was like really kind of I kind of like had art block, I guess, or low motivation. I didn't really feel like drawing, but I've really been getting back into it, and I have a lot of videos planned, so I'm hoping to get back onto kind of like a semi-regular schedule. I don't want to say regular because I don't want to make promises I can't keep, but look forward to more videos in the future. So that's all for me today. Have a lovely rest of your day and your week, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.